Much peace and love, you all. Grand Rising, all my lovelies out there. Well, today's video is going to be a little different. While in prayer, I kept picking up on the need to speak out to our men, and I began to think about how much the agenda truly that is out there in mainstream to put a wedge between women, men, single or married. Really, it doesn't matter. Even in marriages, there's a debate about what men really think about women, what women really think about men, what men want, what women want. And it seems like the narrative is given to us instead of us really taking time to think about who we are and what we really need, who we are, and you know, where we are in our journey on healing. Everybody is recovering from something, whether it's trauma or some type of addiction, whether it's a drug addiction or gambling or porn addiction or toxic addiction or something like that. Like, we're all getting over stuff because everybody's flawed. There's nobody who is exempt from having some type of something that plagues them or that is considered a flaw, because we're all flawed. We're human. That's human nature, and that's really what the Bible is pointing to when it talks about this prophet who came to earth. It was this prophet who came to earth that really just said, like, hey, we're all flawed. Everybody's gonna fall short. But the great thing about the creator of all creation is he made a way. And so I just wanted to take some time this morning to really just speak to our men and let them know from a real woman, because and not to offend anyone who's trying to be woman, but I even thought about that and what those women are like, what their agenda is and what their voice is on the matter concerning men, and how easy it is for this realm to confuse and bring harm into that sacred space. And so I just wanted to come and create space for the women, and I'm going to say the real women, and again, not to offend anyone, but from the essence of a woman, who was a being who was created to be a woman, who brings humans into this world, who the women who are the portal, the gateway, the ones that the creator of all creation created to bring life into this realm. I want you to hear from a real woman what we think about you, and how we really need you men, how we really need you men to be in our lives, how we really need you men to speak into our lives, and how important it really is to be men in our lives, to really be the true voice that you are, in whatever capacity that is. I'm not saying that we always have to agree with you. I'm not saying that we're always going to see eye to eye with you, but I'm just asking you to begin to speak your truth, begin to speak what is in your heart and what is on your heart, because out of the abundance of your heart will you speak. And it will get easier with time. I think there has been an agenda to kind of take the voice of men away and to make men's voice less valuable. And really, I'm speaking to the men of color, because I think white men in America don't really have a problem with getting their voice heard. And if they do, they have a different experience than what men of color experience. So just speaking directly to our Black men, and how there is a voice out there that is telling you guys that you're not worth it, and your voice don't matter, and we really just need you to protect us in some, in some capacity, and provide for us in some capacity. But I want you to consider that protecting me could also mean building me up and encouraging me. Protecting me could also mean speaking life into me, and speaking what you see, because you are connected with the consciousness of this world, and the consciousness of this world was woven together by the creator of all creation. So if you can tap into that consciousness, you can pull out something that you speak directly for me, that's divine for me and for your children specifically. That the creative creation put something in your head that you can speak out of your mouth, that just speaks to my heart and speaks to my mind, and just allows me to line up and get ready and get promoted and get invigorated and get encouraged and get ready and just on my way. Like, your words can set me on my path. I don't know, Black man, if you know that you are that powerful. I don't know if you know that when you take the time to really speak, and you slow down and step out of that place of just pure emotion, when you step into this place called just love and guidance, that the way that you have the authority to speak those things that are not as though they were. It's making me think of the story of Adam, but it's making me think of it in a way where, you know, the creator of all creation already knew what each animal would be called. He already knew. Yet there's a place in the Bible where it says that God wanted Adam to name the animals, right? And I just kind of got to thinking about how, if God already knew what they would be called, why would he allow Adam to name them? And then I got the download that the creator of all things, our Father, wanted to see if Adam would call the things that God called the thing, if they would line up. If God wanted it to be called a lion, did Adam call it a bird, or did he call it a lion? If God wanted him to name it a snake, did he call it a snake, or did he call it a friend? If God wanted this to be called Eve, did he call it Eve, or did he call her a hoe? You know what I mean? Like, I feel that God wanted to see if Adam's sight and his vision and what he saw would line up to what God wanted it to be called. And when Adam passed the test of naming those things the way that God intended them to be named, he knew that he could hear him, right? So that made me think about us in this world, how, in this realm, the prince of the air has programmed us and conditioned us to have a bad narrative on the women of this world, the women who bring you into this world and that bring your children into this world. And I feel like this programming in this condition, kind of highlights and makes it seem cool to downgrade women. But I don't think that's your heart, Black man. I don't think that is your intent. I don't think that's your essence. I don't think that's your position, but it's something that's borrowed from this realm, and something that was put on you, and something that controls you. And with you carrying that scenario, and you carrying that narrative, the detriment that it causes, it has us fighting an invisible battle. Black man, I challenge you to wake up inside and begin to just truly body who you are meant to be. Begin to guide those children. Find that open space. It may not be easy, but you are a Black man. The melanin of your skin definitely sets you apart. The melanin of your skin gives you a superpower. The melanin of your skin allows you the ability to be able to meditate and connect with the universe. And I'm asking you to take some time to really, really, really settle in and think about your goals and who you want to be and who you feel you should be. What should you have? Take some time to truly dream, Black man. We need you to step up. We need you to begin to see what our future is to be so that you begin to speak it. And when you speak it, you will begin to see how things start to manifest, because that is the one thing that is great about the Black woman, is when she hears from the Black man who is hearing from the creator of all things, when she hears the plan, when she hears the download, when she hears that Black man speak, there's this certain way that God has programmed us to be able to begin to nurture that seed that you dropped, that you downloaded into our spirit. We're able to nurture that thing. We're able to cultivate something. We're able to build and mold and sculpt into it based on the specifications given to us by our Black men. So we need our Black men to be our Black men, and not to speak from a place of hurt, and not to speak from a place of anger, but to speak of a place of guidance and instruction. And if you do have a lived experience from hurt, a lived experience from anger, and you are dealing with the trauma, and that's the space that you are in life, be able to acknowledge that and know that that's where you're speaking from, and know that that's the place that you are right now, and be able to say that this is where I am, but I'm speaking myself out of this space, be able to acknowledge where you are in life, be able to acknowledge where you are and where you're trying to be. Don't be afraid of that. Acknowledge that. As women, we have that way. That's who the creator of all things created us to be a nurturer, to be a sculptor, to be able to nurture a hurt or a broken thing into something that can fly. That's what we do, and that's why we're drawn to do it. But I will also say that although we have the ability to nurture a hurt thing into the ability to fly, we also have the ability to nurture something that is already strong and help it even be stronger. So we're not saying that we want you to be broken. We're saying that we have the skills to nurture something that is, but give us something that's strong and we can nurture that too. Give us something that's ready and we can nurture that too. Come to us with the plan and we can help nurture that too. I'm just saying, Black men, we need you. We really, really need you. And I don't think that we always know how. We don't always know the capacity in which we need you. Sometimes we didn't have a great role model for a man in our life, but I challenge you to show us a new way. Show us what it could be. Show us that men can lead with a gentle, firm hand, and not someone that's abusive and toxic and controlling. Lead me with love, not through your insecurities. Lead me with goals and accomplishment and motivation. Don't lead me through jealousy and envy. And again, your insecurity. That's not going to lead us into the right place. It's going to lead us that's leading us by your ego, and that's going to lead us not into the right place. So I just urge you today to hear my voice and hear the sincerity in my voice, that we need you, we love you, we were created to look to you for direction, and so we need that right now. I know that in this realm, in society, has really taught us to lean on other women or go to the government for assistance, but we have woken up to the fact that that was an agenda for us to do that. We've woken up to the fact that that is not going to carry us, that that's not the case, that that's not the truth, that that's not the source. You are the source. Our men is the source. Our men, you are the source. Regardless of any other voice that's saying anything different, the truth will stand. We need our men, and we need our men to be in position. We need our men to love us, and we need our men to love us unconditionally, because it's unconditional love that will conquer all things. Don't love us only if we're able to respond correctly, because sometimes things are a process. Love us through the pain. You're strong enough to do that. We're strong enough to do it. It is a decision that we must make. And so I just wanted to take some time this morning and just to really just encourage our black men on this day, to that you are respected, you are honored, and even if it doesn't always look like that, know that and walk in that truth. Don't be moved by what you see. Don't be moved by what it seems like, because it's a spiritual battle out here. And a spiritual battle is more about what's going on in the atmosphere, less about what's going on in this physical realm that we can see. So walk tall, walk with your head held high, that you are the leader, you are the head, you are the one that is going to hear exactly what the plan is. And I just thank you for taking time to really hear what I'm saying, and take heed to the things that I'm saying. It is time that you stand up.